Well, good morning. Coming here from northern West Virginia. Winter's coming fast here, and we're in need of some storage here for some equipment till I get a big building built here. So I picked up this shed off the auction website for 45 bucks. And so you may get one too, but then you ask, well, what do you do for a floor? You just run a dirt floor, but then you get all the moisture. So what we're going to do here today is a little DIY cold patch or cold mix asphalt. Not only get this mixed up with real asphalt, this will never be real asphalt, but it's cheaper than pouring a slab of concrete on a temporary structure here that's just going to get tore down here in a few years. And this will provide pretty good moisture barrier. I already got a piece of plastic under here. This is asphalt millings. Now one could come in here and just compact this. I already did lightly with our roller. I don't have a tamper vibrator yet. And this would be sufficient, but I wanted to take it a step farther. And I'll show you how I do it. Now this is not the proper way to do it, really, but it will work. I've done it before on patches and small. This is a bigger scale, but we'll see, kind of test here. But I think you're going to like the outcome of it. It's already looking good. So all this is a driveway sealer. Now there's different kinds. I stay away from the latex. I messed around with this filling potholes. I didn't care for how the latex came out. This stuff, you look at the ingredients, it has petroleum asphalt in it, silicone, water, polymer. The biggest thing I say to look out for is make sure it says this. Not all of them do. Some of the latex coatings, it's just more latex paint to me, but no. They say you're going to get that much out of it. Now that's for coating, so don't get that wrong. You're going to get about 25 square foot out of this to do what I'm doing here. I came up with two different ways of doing this. And this is the easiest way that most people will be able to do it. Put you here. We got Hunter up there riding the go-kart. Well, this is pretty straightforward. All you do is dump some of this down, get this, start going back and forth, get this stuff all stirred up. Got a nice slurry. I like to make it about 1 inch to 1.5 inches thick. You can go thicker, but any thinner, it just breaks apart. And then once this stuff starts to set up, come back next day and you roll it out real tight. You basically are making your own cold patch you could buy in a bag, but that stuff is just outrageous anymore. They want $23, $24 a bag, and they're only a 50-pound bag. Some are 40. At that rate, it was cheaper just to pour concrete in here. With this, you get your millings. I'm sure you could use limestone, pea gravel, whatever you have, and mix this stuff up. Once it dries, it's pretty sticky. Now, just to let you know that it's never going to be asphalt, but it's better than a dirt floor in a semi-permanent structure. Like I said, I plan maybe use this garage a year or two, and who knows, maybe we'll stay around. But really, this is not going to be here forever. So that's why we're sticking away from concrete. And then I just go over it, smash it out with this. Tried to tamper. It's too sticky right now. I tried different things on it, but all I want to do is that. And once it starts to set up, like I said, in a day or so, it will still be, the top will dry out. Then you can compact it real good with your roller, and over time, just like the cold patch, it's going to get tighter and tighter and tighter. Just by doing that is enough to make it tight. So that's one method. The other method involves having some equipment here. Now you can get by. I'll show you in another video one day. I don't have it up here, but I have done it. I have an old concrete mixer. It's the same purpose as this. I have some in the empty bucket here. Put your asphalt, milling, stone, whatever in there. And you dump some of this product, mix it all up. I actually prefer that. I'm going to do that out there because I can end up with 6 inches thick of this stuff, and it actually lasts pretty darn long. No kidding. Now, my experience of this was late, but what I find is if you're going to go buy some millings, you want the finer stuff. As you can even see, this was supposed to be screened. I bought a triaxle of this stuff, 22 tons. But the guy brought this stuff out, and I was going to turn them away. It's not really got a lot of stone in it, so I'm not quite happy with it. But it does have some asphalt in it, but not enough that you can heat it back up like they show in the videos. I tried it. There's too much other product mixed in with it. So this is the next best thing. And then in the corners here, I just dip my brush in here a couple times. Get you some product over there. Probably can't see. Let's get you in there. Everything, squish it back and forth. Make a slurry out of it. You just gotta let time do its thing. This stuff will start skinning off about 3 hours or so. And you'll have to let it sit for a couple days before you can run on it. And we'll update you on that. And one thing about this too is that batch you mix in there, you just put the lid on, a little extra product, and it'll sit. And then if you ever need to touch up an area here you damage, let it dry overnight and you're good to go. Well, right now I have about 2 1/4 to 10, or 12 gallons so far. I did this. This is 100, 10 by 10, should be about 100 square foot. Like I said, about 25, 25. And then once this skins over and dries, you come back and put one more silk coat on this stuff. Now you could go with the latex after this. It has the sand filler in it, and it'll smooth this out real nice. You might go ahead and do this here, but I'm trying to keep costs low. You really want to get this cheap. You can find this stuff on Marketplace. People bought too much and left over. You can get it for $5, $6 a jug. And Home Depot, they want $30 for some of this stuff. This is a little much. Busy Beaver, I think it was $21. So, plus a little bit of millings I have here, I'm going to be under $200 on a floor for this. Now concrete, I was going to, either way you did it, concrete, get a guy come in here and asphalt it. you're $300-400. And this is a step above it, it keeps the dust down from having a gravel driveway in here, gravel floor. And I even thought about just tamping it down, getting a horse mat in here. They sell them in 6x10, but they're just out 1-inch rubber, 3/4 inch rubber. They're outrageous. It was going to be $400 to complete this. It really probably would have made a nice floor in here, but if you could find a couple good used ones, I'd do that too. Well, enough ranting. Let me show you how I do it. Now, this stuff is messy. All you do is pour it out. Back and forth. Get it grip up. Like I said, I'm after about 1 inch thick. And another video, if I find some, and if I get a hot tar pot, I wouldn't mind trying to make this stuff out of hot tar. And then you have to deal with the stinkiness. One thing about this, it doesn't really stink. I can barely smell it. This makes it nice. But you will smell it. Now with this, because I used the petroleum base, I'll show you I added a little step to this after I get it all spread out here. You gotta have some patience in here, kind of like making pizza dough. Well, you guys can comment if you ever attempted anything like this. Maybe you have better tips and tricks. I'm always open to new ideas. You comment below. Let a fella know. Starts to dry up, add a little bit more. Make sure you buy extra product. The thicker you make this, the more durable it's going to be. I wouldn't recommend this for a garage if you're going to put heavy machinery on or a car. You probably could. You're going to have to do a lot thicker than this. This is just for my lawnmowers and some equipment I have. And I may consider this just the base. And I may come back and put a couple bags of the store-bought cold patch that's real fine on top of it and smooth it out. And see what it looks like after it hardens up. But for potholes, you can make this concoction up, man. You put some of this stuff down before, it just bonds it together to me. Best luck I had on stuff. A small section over here. Let me move the camera, make sure you guys can see. Now, since this isn't the latex, I take his stuff a step forward. I got the rosebud torch here. That's all I do. Heat it up a little bit. You can see it's steaming, and it really melts that stuff together. And you can go back with this, smooth and a little easier. Just melts it all together. Now, people say, well, why aren't you tamping it now? Well, I have tried. I'm going to have to go get it, maybe a different chemical to keep it from sticking. Right now, it sticks to your tamper or your roller. It's too sticky. That's why I let it set up. But there is a product out there the professionals spray their dump trucks with and everything. And not diesel fuel, because diesel fuel is no good for this stuff. It breaks it apart. So I might purchase some of that stuff from the interweb and try that, and then maybe we could roll it right now. It would make for a better product. But you doing, buddy?
Nothing.
How's the go-kart business? Who won the race?
Me?
Did you?
Yeah. I put this on YouTube.
Maybe.
Okay.
You want to be in the video?
What is this black stuff?
Well, you're kind of making your own cold patch, asphalt patch here with this stuff.
Okay.
And it's better in a gravel floor because it hardens up.
Okay.
Just to keep our tracking. I didn't want to put concrete in here because this is temporary, you know?
Yeah. So why do you have that dry concrete?
Where?
Well, no, you folks talked in this.
You mean that bag of concrete I used as filler? I used it up as garbage. I threw it in.
Okay. Daddy,
Yes,
I'm
buddy?
gonna do that. This jump on this popular gravel.
Yep, I'm working my way out now.
So where are you gonna go when I'm putting on this popular gravel?
Out there, I'm going to move this stuff out of our way.
But then when you use this to roll that.
Well, once it starts to harden up later today or tomorrow morning, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Right now, it's too sticky.
Yeah. Now the voice is going to be talking to.
All right.
It's not my class. I mean, I have a different car.
yeah?
These are the like new nice cars that go really fast. It's 100,000 miles less than a Formula 1 car.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Oh, okay.
You are the what that one, two, is I think 698 miles less than a Formula 1 car, and then a 801 miles less than a Formula 1 car.
Oh, yeah?
There are some Formula 1 cars here.
Okay.
They all tend to be Formula 1 cars. Look at that socks on.
You need to go start that for you. We'll be back. I gotta go get my son's race started for him. Alright, we're back. We got him going. Mario Andretti up there. So this goes pretty quick. I probably got an hour and a half so far in it. Well, we're at what, 26 minutes? No, and I already had half that done. Most of the time you have is just letting it wait. Now, if you wanted to, you probably could have stretched this stuff and got the 25 square foot out of one bucket. But I bought an extra bucket, and I'd rather get a little thicker, especially in the center. And I'm okay with it. You could have seen the guy at Busy Beaver when I told him what I was doing. He looked at me like, woo, this guy's crazy. And I said, well, I think I'm a little crazy myself. But if it works, is it really stupid? Maybe a little. And on a small scale like this, I think it's just fine. When I look at it, it's no worse than the state does doing tar and chip on the roads, huh? That ought to get the comments started. Leaves. It's fall time here. You can see the finer you are with the material, the better off you are. Over here we got some bigger limestone in the mix, and it's just not as nice. But you come back after it dries and you get the fill and seal in here. I'll fill that up. You can even add a little sand to this stuff to make it fill up. That's all that stuff is this stuff that has sand in it, if you read the label. for those of you that have an asphalt driveway, now you know how to make your own patch. But it's just as easy to buy. It's pre-mixed already. So if I was going to do that, it literally right now would have cost more on cold patch to do this, what I just did here, than it would have been to buy bags of concrete and pour concrete. And that's why I went with this method. I already had the base down. Prices are just out of sight. I can't believe they want $22, $23 for a 50-pound bag of cold patch. I don't know how anybody affords to do anything nowadays. But there you have it. I'm almost done here. 4 buckets. And you got about 25 square feet per bucket. About 1 inch to 1.25 inches, some maybe a little 2 inch thick in the center. Like I said, the thicker the better. But out here when I have the time, I'm in a hurry. I want to get this done. Because winter's coming fast and I want to get these tractors under cover. Take your time and do this with the cement mixer. I think you're going to have a lot better product. We'll see. We'll stay tuned for another video on that. I want to try this with the limestone dust mix. I think this would really make a nice product. But there you have it. That's going to be all today. I'll finish up here later. I'm going to go race with him. There goes Mario Andretti up there. But I'm tickled pink with what this come out to be for what it is. This is just a little 10x10 shed for some tractors and equipment. If you guys ever need a shed, check out. I'm not sponsored by at all by them. Shelter Logic. Like I said, I got this one on the auction website for like 48 bucks. There it goes. Of course, I built a little 4x4 frame here. Alrighty, talk to you guys later. Well guys, here we are. 5 days later. This stuff fully hardened up, and look, now it's not asphalt. I'm not portraying it to be asphalt, but it's definitely better than this gravel. Look at that. Now we had a finer base mix, it'd be tighter. You can see a few cracks. Now I'm going to come back and reseal this one day. Not now, I got a rainstorm coming. I want to get our tractors in here. What I'll do, now you can go to Home Depot and they have it already. It's called a filler sealer. All it is the same stuff. It has sand in it. So I got some play sand I'll mix together and we'll coat it over and I'll fill all the little cracks in. It'll smooth this out real nice. And another nicer weekend if we get one. If not, it'll be in the spring. But for 20, 40, 50, 80 bucks. And the cost of millings. You ain't gonna asphalt this or cement this. It was gonna be over $400 to put a decent amount of cement floor in here on a temporary structure. In my opinion, this is way better than just the dusty asphalt millings. It's gonna have way more moisture sealer too, or whatever you want to call it, barrier. A little more work. This will be a nice, decent floor for a crappy storage garage. Now we're going to do out here eventually. My plan is to use an old cement mixer, and we'll mix up and have 4-5 inches of this slurry mix and compact it real good. And I think it's going to come out real good. That'll be for another video.